Hi guys, it's Katie. So it is Saturday and it's also still July, but this is a back to school video. I don't know. I guess YouTube is doing back to school videos already. I know at least where I'm from, people usually go to school around like the end of August. Luckily I don't have to go back to school because I finished my time in college, and it's so weird because it's the first time that I'm like not going back to school. But anyway, I have some really fun DIYs for you guys today, and I think they're really cute because let's be honest, we all want cute school supplies because it just makes school a little bit more fun. But of course the cute school supplies are like super expensive when you could literally buy like the crappy notebooks that are like just plain for like 50 cents at most places. And literally it's so easy to just decorate them yourself. So I have some fun little decoration DIYs that are actually pretty cheap for back to school season. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to make these cute little pencil cases. This does require some sewing, but there's also a few more DIYs in here if you guys don't know how to sew. But honestly, it's pretty easy to learn. If you have a sewing machine, your mom or your grandma or your aunt or someone can show you how to sew, because these are literally super easy to make and they're a great beginner project, and they turned out super cute. But yeah. Before we get into the video, if you guys are new here, please be sure to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon so you guys can be notified every single time I upload. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesdays my Rectus Journals, and Saturdays I have a random DIY. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. So 50-cent notebooks are great, but they're not that cute. So I'm going to show you guys some way to decorate them. So the first option is to create this kind of chalkboard notebook. This is great because you can kind of just doodle all over the cover. You can change what it says, and it's really, really easy to make. So all you need is chalkboard paint and just go over the cover of your notebook. This does take a couple coats. I think I ended up using 3. I didn't realize how hard it was to paint over like the weird smooth plasticky material of notebooks. So just take your time, have some patience. It does take a while, but the payoff is pretty good. But once it's dry, you can take some chalk and you can like write what subject it's for. You can do little doodles. There's a lot of different things you can do with this notebook. It's a lot of fun. And you know, the whole chalkboard thing is totally school-ish. Got the school vibe going on. And the great thing about this notebook is if you want to like change it for a different class, if you know you need it for something different, you can just erase whatever you wrote on it and start again, write something different on it. So it's really versatile. You can even reuse these notebooks if you don't use a ton of pages in them and just change up the cover. And the next notebook design is this cute little kawaii pineapple notebook. So I'm just taking some pink paint, and again, this acrylic paint was like kind of horrible to stick to this notebook, but just take your time. It took like 3 or 4 coats to kind of get it opaque, and it was still a little bit sheer, but that's just because I don't have patience. But if you have more patience than me, then by all means, you know, add as many layers of paint as you need to cover it, and so you don't see things showing through. It also may help if you have like a solid white composition notebook or some kind of light color, because the black was kind of really hard to cover. But anyway, after I finished doing all those layers, I started drawing my little pineapple. So I just have some yellow acrylic paint, and I'm just drawing like a potato-y pineapple shape. It looks like a potato right now. But I'm just doing that. And I'm going to take some green to draw some little leafies on top. I'm sorry my hand is in the way and you can't really see what I'm doing, but yeah, you get the idea. Now I'm taking a darker yellow paint and I'm just creating like diamond shapes on the pineapple, give it some texture. So I'm just doing diagonal lines this way, and then I'm going to do diagonal lines in the opposite direction. And then I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to use that to create a little cute face on the pineapple, because let's be honest, when things have faces it makes them 10 times cuter. So I'm just using some black and white paints, drawing a little mouth, and then I'm taking some pink on my dotting tool to give it some little blush. And yay! The next one is this cute little dotty thing, notebook cover, whatever. So I'm just taking some white paints and same process, just painting over the cover so we have a solid base to work on. So once that's all done and dry, I'm just taking the lid to a candle and I'm going to use this kind of as my circle base. You could use anything round. And then I am taking these oil-based Sharpie paint pens. This also, you could also use like regular Sharpies or just any kind of marker, pencils, whatever. I had these and whatever, I'm just using them because I like the effect they give. So I'm just putting a bunch of dots really close together all around the lid. And as I move outwards, the dots are going to get further apart, and this just creates a really cool kind of like scattering effect. So I'm going to be using 3 different colors, pink, blue, and purple. And I'm just going to start doing it with the pink, and then I'm going to layer down with the blue and the purple and create kind of a cool little design. This is also like the same technique I used on my Sharpie mugs that I have a tutorial on. It'll be linked at the end of this video if you guys want to check that out. But yeah. And once you're done, you can remove the circle, and then you have a nice little place to write down whatever subject you're using this notebook for. I just put writing because I'm not in school. So let's be honest, you need number 2 pencils in school for like everything, for like testing and things, but they're really boring and they're just yellow and gross, and honestly they're super cheap. So there's actually an easy way to customize these, and it's so simple, and literally all you have to do is paint them with some acrylic paint, and that's it. And you have some nice customized cute pencils. You could also cover these with chalkboard paint if you wanted to and write on your pencils. I don't know why you would, but hey, why not? You know, crafting. So I'm just painting these all kinds of bright, fun colors. These will really help liven up your school day, make you feel a little bit more happy about writing with them, because they're just so bright and fun, and they just give you like a nice little cheerful mood. I really like the way this purple one looks. I like purple, my favorite color, fun fact. And there we go. So now I'm going to show you how to make these DIY pencil cases. So all you're going to need is some fat quarters and some zippers. Well, one zipper. Make sure the zippers are at least 9.5 inches long. I got 14 inches just so I have some wiggle room. So these fat quarters, you can find them at Walmart or like anywhere, but at Walmart they're like 50 cents. They're super cheap, and you can get probably 2 pencil cases out of 1. So I'm taking this first fabric. This is going to be my outer fabric, and I'm taking the fat quarter and I'm folding it in half hot dog style with right sides together. And I'm just going to pin these so that it doesn't move around while I'm measuring and cutting, because you're going to need 2 layers for the outside fabric. So I'm just going to take a ruler and I'm going to measure this 5.5 inches by 9.5 inches. So it'll be 5.5 inches high and 9.5 inches wide, whatever. But that is what I'm doing, and then I'm just going to cut it out with some scissors. Use some nice sewing scissors so that you don't get a lot of weird frayed ends, and it's just so much easier to cut fabric with sewing scissors that are nice and sharp. So I just repeated the same process with my other fat quarter, and you're going to be left with 4 pieces of fabric that are the same size, and you're going to have 2 linings and 2 like outers pieces. So I'm taking one of my outer pieces, and you're going to want to make sure you pay attention to what direction the pattern is going on, and I'm going to place that wrong side down, and then I'm taking my zipper and I'm placing this right side down onto the top of my fabric. You're going to make sure that the zipper pull is near the edge. And then I'm going to take my lining fabric. Doesn't really matter what side mine was on, but you're going to want right sides together. And you're just going to sandwich the zipper between those 2 pieces. And then I'm just going to take some pins and pin that in place so it doesn't move. So it should look like this. You should have right sides together with the zipper sandwiched between. And now you're just going to want to sew right along that top edge where you pinned. And it should look like this. And then when you open it up, you should be able to see that the zipper is in the center. Now we're going to pull it up like this so that wrong sides are together of the fabrics and your outer layer is facing up. So I'm taking my lining fabric wrong side down, and you're going to just line it up with the wrong side of the zipper. And now make sure your fabric, if it's directional, make sure it's in the same direction, and you're going to face that outer fabric right side down so that the zipper and the 2 previous pieces are sandwiched together, and we're just going to sew right along that top edge. And then it should look like this. You should have 2 right sides, 2 wrong sides on opposite sides of the zipper. So now I'm just pressing these pieces open, and you're going to fold right sides. You're going to want to fold right sides together of your outer fabric so that your lining fabric is facing you. And now I'm just pinning along that bottom edge once I had everything lined up. And you're just going to want to sew a line right across there. Now we are going to take the zipper and unzip it halfway. This is going to make sure that you're able to flip your piece inside out or right side out. So now I'm taking the other sides and I folded it in half like this so that the zipper lines up with the seam that we just sewed. And I'm going to pin the sides together. And you're going to want to sew along both sides, so right through that zipper so that the zipper stays in place and doesn't fall out. Should look like this when you've finished. So now we're going to create this nice little squared off edges, squared off corners. So I'm just kind of pinching it so that the corner creates kind of a triangle shape like this. Kind of hard to explain, but take your ruler and you're going to measure it down to 2.5 inches, and that is where you are going to make a line right across there. This is the line you're going to be sewing, so just pin slightly above that so you still have room to sew. And you're just going to want to sew right across that line, and you're going to want to do this to all 4 corners. So once you have that done, it's going to look like this. And now you can take your scissors and you can chop off the little extra corner pieces. Make sure that you're chopping above the line that you sewed, just so you don't mess up that seam. Leave a little bit extra just so it doesn't fall apart. And cut off all 4 corners. Now you can also cut off the extra zipper if you have some left over. I had a lot just because it was a bit of a longer zipper than I needed. And I'm also going to trim the other side. Don't trim too far down, just so it doesn't like fall out. And now the fun part is turning it inside out or right side out so that you could see what you made. This is like the best part of sewing. I'm just kind of pushing out the corners. And there you go, you have a cute little makeup bag or pencil case, whatever you really want to use this for. They're super cute. You can do a lot of different things with these depending on what patterns and colors you use. Okay, welcome back guys. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's a little early for back to school and I hope I didn't bum you guys out. I never liked going back to school, so I get it, but my favorite part of going back to school is buying all the new pens and pencils and notebooks. I like writing, so I get happy when I find a new notebook and stuff, but I hope these DIYs helped you guys get a little bit more excited if you're kind of bummed out about going back to school. But anyway, comment down below when you guys go back to school. I would like to know, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for another Wreck This Journal. Bye!
Maybe that's what talking's for. I do my best to learn to listen.